Did they release Shiny Bellsprout? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
I thought I saw it, and I was like, when did this happen?
Yeah, Shiny Bellsprout was, I feel like a month ago. I can't remember. Any hoozle.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. So, you think we should go into the Wired article and the other parts of Pokemon Go now? Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Okay. So, this week, Wired released a article saying that the fantasy of Pokemon Go is something that is very important nowadays, especially with things being so crazy in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes on talking about all the different inputs that they get from everyone. They basically sum up the way that everything has been going on pretty much since 2016 happened. Yeah, I should have read it more. They're talking about QAnon in here.
Oh boy.
Pokemon Go has tens of millions, at times 150 million monthly players all over the world. By contrast, QAnon's numbers are usually given vaguely as millions. And while QAnon adherents are notoriously solitary, anger, and fugitive. Pokemon Go trainers say the game has furnished them with a bigger, warmer, more adventurous, more active, more engaged lives.
Huh.
And then they go on to say, relish the mind-spinning complexity of Pokemon names, which some of her field study for their sound symbolism or Poke aesthetics. Okay.
Weird.
Why do they keep talking about QAnon in here?
Yeah, what is this?
You have it up and you're looking at it too, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. It doesn't. I guess it's just saying that like the people that are playing Pokemon Go are a little more well balanced. Doesn't.
I guess
what?
they're.
But that could just be like boiled down to a personality trait if you have this certain personality trait, you're more likely to be grounded, and you're also more likely to like this specific game because of the way it plays in the collection aspect of things or whatever. This is weird. This is a weird article.
Yeah.
Like,
basically, I think they're trying to compare the belief in fantasy or conspiracy, or basically, okay, that's what they're doing. They're comparing
they're saying in 2016, some people chose Pokemon Go, some people chose QAnon, as if like there's no crossover.
That wasn't around.
I don't know, dude. This is a strange article. It's two things that like I don't know. I would be like QAnon versus people that believe in reality. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're trying to compare a augmented reality game to people that augmented reality to conspiracy being an alternative reality.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the...
Yeah, because that's the only way that QAnon would basically show up on there, saying that, okay, the reason why that world over there is so crazy is because QAnon is running things behind them. Niantic's running things over there, but there's Pokemon around them. And no, that's not even remotely like it, but...
What? QAnon became a holy war, but Pogo remains a game, requiring a willing suspension of disbelief. That funny little weirdo Club's father is not really there, but for now we'll pretend he is. What? No! What is this talking about?
They-
This is some galaxy brain shit that I was not prepared for.
Sorry, I really should have done a little more research.
I'm glad you didn't. Because our conversation would have been, I found this article and it turned out to be a little weird. I'm like, oh, okay. I was going to say stuff like, I saw a study talking about how with COVID and with the lockdowns, people don't have that relief of looking forward to a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of mental stress on people because, hey, I don't know when I'm going to be able to go do something. And vacations for most people have been like, oh, we're going to go rent a cabin someplace, or we're going to get an RV and go on a road trip. That kind of stuff. It's not the traditional, we're going to go somewhere to a theme park or whatever it might be. And it's you can objectively see that it's not providing that stress relief because there's no end. There's no like, oh, if I make it another month, I'm going to be gone for a week. I'll be on vacation, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're talking about how this is an escape to an outside world that's not, really there. It gives you something to look forward to. No. Saying, oh, these people play Pokemon. These people are QAnon. They're crazy. As if no Pokemon players are QAnon.
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, this is true. We would be in Orlando right now. We were in the process of putting together a trip. COVID outbreak started, and then eventually we canceled it once it reached the U.S. And I was like, I think that
I canceled it when Disney closed.
Did you actually cancel it? When Disney closed, you canceled it, and then they closed?
No, I was going to go buy tickets. Plane tickets.
Yeah.
Park tickets. The day Disney decided that they were closing.
Yeah, but you were waiting until that day.
Yeah.
You were going to do it the day before. Then you were like, let me put it off a day. Yeah. And then that day they closed. We didn't go to Disney, but...
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh, okay.
Like Disney, Universal.
Yeah, Disney, Universal, lots of stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would have been fun. I mean, technically, if you had done it, then Disney would have let you reschedule it anytime.
We weren't doing Disney. It was just we were going to go to Orlando to do which one? Universal. We're going to go to Universal.
Well, yeah, you got it.
I'm sure.
You got to definitely hit the Harry Potter one.
That's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
I've been told that if we go into the wand store and they don't select her to pick out her wand, we're going to keep going back until they do it.
Yeah.
Select my Ollivander to build your wand.
Yeah, that works.
So
yeah, this week we were supposed to be getting married, but with COVID and all that, we just pushed it back and all that.
Yeah.
We missed COVID by like 2 months.
Yeah, we got married January 1st, so we just missed it. We're like, 22 is starting off great! We got married! The first thing we did! Never start on a high. There's no place to go but down.
Well, what's funny is January 1st, my heater went, and we had to replace the entire heating system, so...
Okay, so you all were clued in.
Yeah, 2020 has just been loads of fun for us, so...
To be fair, my sister and my half-brother did skip. Well, 2 of my sisters and my half-brother weren't at my wedding. So.
They weren't there, or what do you mean?
One said, I'm not coming.
Uh-huh.
My half-brother and one of my sisters said they're not coming, and then my other sister, I believe, was in jail at the time.
Oh. Okay.
Was she still on the run? She was on the run.
Oh.
She did. She went to jail on the run. Because it was the married, and then it was like, and she's gonna get some help. We're like, yeah, 2020 is gonna be okay. No, wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so that article, I was hoping that it wasn't just... What was that?
I said it was fun. We looked into it.
Oh. See, I can definitely see the intent they went with the clickbait tagline that they had. that the fantasy of Pokemon Go allows you to actually enjoy the world around you, because there's a lot of hidden treasures in your local areas that you may not know about, or there's thousands of people that live in New York that say, oh, I've never been to the Empire State Building. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. Right. And other things around there in just their general vicinity. Like, I moved to Vineland, and there's a place called the Land of Depression or something like that, or it's some weird little place. It's just some random spot, but there's a Pokestop there. And I've been tempted to go out and check it out and maybe add some more Pokestops, but it's one of those hidden things that are like off the beaten trail, off of a main road, but unless you make a wrong turn or have a reason to go there, you kind of have no reason to go there. Find it. Yeah. There's yeah, that's what I was hoping the article was going to be talking about, that okay, you don't need to go to this big extravagant resort, this big extravagant amusement park. You have these things around you that you don't know about because you just stick to your trail, or you listen to what Twitter tells you to go check out this amusement park, see what Yelp says, see what TripAdvisor says. Meanwhile, there's all these other little things that you're missing out on.
Yes.
But yeah, that was what I was hoping the article was about. But they said, wow, we'll have QAnon of that, so. Okay, I was building for that, sorry.
I figured that out.
Yeah.
So you got the genuine laugh, not the not our typical dad joke response.
Those are the good ones.
If I see him coming, that's usually when you get that one.
Yeah. Yeah, me and the missus were hanging out, just walking around the mall, and I had them here and there, and it was just face palms all around, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll be into our GBLOL, and we may have to splice this in earlier.
That's fine.
Or we'll make them wait for it. These sloppy players love their drama, so they just released, they forced the update recently, and they forced the update today for everyone to update Pokemon Go, because it seems like when iOS 14 dropped, they rushed a download, they rushed an update. And there must have been something going on with that rushed update that made latency really bad for GBL. Basically, very difficult for players to play a single match or get the right switches. Basically, it wasn't enjoyable for people. So everyone was up in arms and complaining and all over Twitter saying, oh, Niantic, fix your game, fix your game, fix your game. When, okay, yeah, that's fine, because that's exactly how things get fixed. Yeah, people complaining about it, that's exactly how.
Yeah.
Good for feedback. It was added as a known issue, and you jumping in and saying, oh, I had lag, I lost because of lag, doesn't help anything.
No, it doesn't. But, whatever.
A lot of it's the vocal minority as well, so you guys had problems, meanwhile everyone else, they were fine.
Well, to be fair, I had some problems. I only played like 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to affect the outcome. I was crushing it regardless.
So someone had tweeted out, the only way PvP can become an esport is if Niantic Labs, Niantic Help, hire good programmers and they can clean up the code. If not, they're going to keep messing up the game. Pretty cool coming coming from a multi-billion-dollar company. Granted, yeah, that didn't receive that much attention.
No.
Which is a good thing, but still, it's stuff like that are just toxic and doesn't help anything.
With somebody who's probably never programmed.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't, like, if it's connection, if it's the problem is not the programming, it's then the tech that it's being ran on, and that's nothing Niantic can do. You can try to shorten things up as much as possible to keep it from transmitting too much data, but there's only so much I can make happen.
Yeah.
If I'm running on a Wi-Fi that's being shot through a repeater, and you're playing on a hotspot of someone else's phone, we're going to have issues. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, and that's why they're discontinuing the use of certain devices, because
they keep doing.
They can't handle it.
Mm-mm.
And they're going to be creating difficult setups for other people to be playing up against. In addition to, who knows exactly how these servers are actually run, because
that's also true.
It could just be that, okay, you got a server running in New Jersey, meanwhile, there's no one available right now, so they're going to go across the pond and grab someone from the UK to face off against you. Meanwhile, the latency is going to be extreme, and it's not going to be able to keep up with everything. Another problem could be that it's all the inputs that are going through. How many times are you at a raid and someone is tapping repeatedly as fast as they possibly can, and the phone has to take all those inputs and figure out what's going on here.
Right.
So maybe they should introduce a auto feature, like a auto tap option. So you enable,
just give you the...
Yeah. So you basically enable auto mode. It constantly fast attacks. That way, in the event that you lag, the attacks are still rolling in and you're still gathering energy.
Right.
In addition to, you just switch the toggle when you're ready for an attack. Or
you can just hit the charge attack and it'll override it.
Yeah. You then, basically you still do the same amount of counting, but you do like half the tapping. It also allows for the server to accurately take the time that it needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the auto mode could definitely help out for people that are just lagging or dragging. It will help with that. Oh, right, that's what it was. So Niantic already has the code. They know how certain matches should play out. They could introduce two more things. One, they could introduce a judge feature. So basically, they see the way that the matchup should have played out. They see the way that it was played and where it could have played a factor in. And it then says, okay, this match should have run the other way, but because of technical limitations, it went the way that it did. Which it could then allow for a replay option. That way, the players could play again, you have a more accurate representation of skill, and if the connection issues happen again, you figure out which device was it, and then issue them the loss if it's something that is being manipulated, like in airplane mode or a threat, or an extra device. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
And then the other option I was thinking about was, what if they introduced a AI option? Basically, if you lag or disconnect, the AI takes over.
Keeps it going for you.
Yeah, does the
that makes
attacks,
sense.
And then maybe it doesn't use the charged attacks, and it doesn't use the shields up until it hits a certain threshold.
Yeah.
If you're like under half health, then it will use the attacks. If you're under 25% health on the second or third Pokemon, it will then use the shields.
Right.
Or if the AI
that's not a
is
bad
smart
idea.
enough, it makes the proper choices based off of that.
I don't think it needs to be that smart because you don't want to. You just want to keep people in the game. You don't want to like.
Yeah.
Give any kind of a quote unquote advantage or tactical reason to do the way, just keep them in the game. That's basically all it needs to do.
Well, yeah, but that's why you wouldn't want to use the shield just yet.
Right. Keep it.
Because certain times you'll have a Pokemon in there and that Pokemon's there to soak up the charged attacks. So, just some gentle ideas that have been based off of other games. Because in League of Legends, I remember that if someone disconnected, that player would then run back to their location. They would run back to the well no matter where it was. So, like, if they were in the middle, they would run through turrets, but they basically would go all the way back to the starting area. In Heroes of the Storm, a MOBA, an AI character would then take over, which that AI character would then do the basics. They would fight with you, group up with you.
Right.
Because it was a team game, they could fill in from there. So it's just... They have the technology, they can improve it. Just depends on whether it'll actually help with the situations or not. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that?
No, I think again, as long as it just keeps them in the game, or like you said, with like there's other games that I've played that once you got disconnected, the AI just took over and does it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Do that. Don't punish the person who didn't have the issue, and then on the other end, you can just like, hey, you didn't finish this. This resets. But I don't know what to say because I don't know if that means that like if you know you're going to lose, you could just exit the game. Like just force close the app. What does it do in this? What does it do in that case right now? Does it just reset that battle for you?
Well, no, it's the same thing. Force closing out of the app or having extreme lag is the same thing. It basically just you no longer give any inputs to your Pokemon, so nothing happens. So the opponent just fast attacks you down or charges you down and basically has...
Right, but I'm saying on your end, what does it do? If I'm like I'm playing and I'm going to lose. I'm going to force close my app. What does that do? What does that do for me? If I go back in, am I going to say play the same battle over again? Would that be the same? Like if it's my third of 5, is it going to be 3 again, or does it count that as a loss and take me to 4?
I believe it counts it as a loss.
Okay.
Because there's no way for you to actually finish that match, even if you were at 1 HP, fired off an attack, and the game closed. If that attack didn't kill, then you didn't get it, or it might be a draw.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does it register that game as being complete, or does it register it as you didn't play that game? So it just gives you back that round.
I think that once you're matched up, it's a loss. Once it gets into the battle and whatever way it completes, it's a loss if you didn't win it.
Okay.
Because if it's a tie, then both players lose.
Right.
Because I know that there were a few times that people would queue up for GBL. They would fight one match, but apparently they got queued up with 2 people, so they ended up losing the other match.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it was a weird bug. They basically complained about it in their journal, saying, "Oh, how did I fight the same match at the same time?"
Yeah.
Unless they had another device that they didn't tell us about.
Mm.
Hackers, cheaters. I don't know. Go fig.
Some matches.